Hello everyone. It is early on Monday morning and I am driving into work. I thought I would just give an update on what has been going on lately, as it's been hectic and I have not been able to vlog as much as I have wanted to and the things that I have wanted to. So for the last couple days, I just wanted to update you on what's been going on. So I did say in my last vlog that I would try to take some clips of Canada Day. That did not happen. We ended up meeting my parents in Brandon and going to the Discovery Center there. It's like a big sort of marsh walking area. And they have a bunch of big events there every year, but we took the dog, we wandered around, nothing too terribly exciting, but we did that for the afternoon and then came back to Verdun. There was like a little market here and I bought a couple things, some like little plant magnets, which were so cute. I think they were epoxy, I think, and they're super cute. And then Josh worked that night, so we just went home, puttered around the house for a little bit. I met him at the paramedic station to watch the fireworks, and honestly they were not very good. And the way we did things, like I had forgotten to take Milo's leash and collar and everything, so I had to hold him the whole time, so there was just no way I could vlog. It was kind of a hot mess. And the fireworks themselves were not good. Like, sorry to anyone in Verdun who thought they were good, but they were horrible. The worst ones I think I've ever been to. It was, granted, it had rained, it was raining, and at one point they actually did a test where they shot one up and nothing happened at all. And so we were like, oh, they're gonna cancel them, like it's not gonna work. And then 10 minutes later, they just decided full steam ahead, they're gonna give it a go anyway. And they were so spread out, like they would shoot up 5, 10 together or in a stream, and then nothing for 5-10 minutes. They'd shoot up a couple more and then nothing. And at one point it seemed like the grand finale, they shot up like 20 at a time, and it was like white and red for Canada Day, and then it was over. There was nothing for like 15 minutes. We managed to go back into the station. I drove home, let the dog outside, went inside, and was changing into my pajamas, and then all of a sudden they started going off again. Like, the timing was not good. The fireworks themselves were not that great, but it is what it is. And it was raining, so I'd like to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. And now at this point, that was like 3 weeks ago. That's how bad I have been with vlogging. And then last weekend was my birthday. I turned 26, over the 20s hump. I haven't had a midlife crisis. I mean, obviously I'm a quarter of a century. I definitely do feel older. I feel the impending, like, we only have so long to have kids, working. He wasn't just away somewhere. The day before, we went to the lake and putted around. We went paddle boarding on Lake Catherine, and it was pretty busy there. We did that for a couple hours, took the dog. He's getting very good on standing on the paddle boards. It's actually kind of amazing. The first time we took him out, he didn't understand that there was water. It didn't seem, and at one point he was like looking over the edge and just fell in, and was quite surprised about that. So he's definitely getting better. He will just stand on the end and watch, because we have 2 separate paddle boards. He'll just watch the other person or sit in front of us, which is really good. And then we went into town there, into Clear Lake, and went to this, it's called Camp Cantina, and we spent way too much money. Like half of the store is a sort of grocery store, and they have like all locally made like pasta sauces, pasta, clothing, pickles, jam, like anything that you could possibly think of, they've got it. And so we spent a bunch of money there. I bought a hat, bought some shorts. Josh got pickles, I think, and we got like a burger sauce. So yeah, that was really good. And then we went to the other half of it, which is like a little restaurant slash cocktail bar. We got a couple cocktails, and this is, a lot of this day is up on my Instagram. I posted a couple pictures from that, and we got a couple appetizers. They're like super fancy, maybe a little overpriced, but it's just that kind of place. It's really fancy inside. They had like really nice tiling everywhere. It's so beautiful inside. And we got, I can't remember what it was called now, but it was so good. It was like little pieces of focaccia bread, like roasted peaches, or like grilled peaches with like a ball of mozzarella on top, and hot honey and granola on top of all of that. Somebody's driving crazy. Sorry. Yeah, so then like you would put the cheese and the peaches and stuff on top of the bread, and it was so good. Like that was really good. And then we got a pickle plate, which was okay. It was interesting. There was like homemade dill pickles, pickled radishes, and pickled rhubarb, which were interesting. I did not like the radishes. The rhubarb was okay, but it has, like, I don't like rhubarb on the best of days, and it just has that weird texture. You'd bite into it, and all the vinegar would come out of it, and then you're just left with this like straw rhubarb. But the flavor of it was okay. The radish I did not enjoy. I was not a fan of that. But yeah, that was really good. And it downpoured that day. Like while we were in that restaurant, there was hail. We were watching people just scramble around the park. Didn't see anyone fall, though I was kind of waiting. Like I did think it was gonna happen, but didn't see anyone, which was good. And then after that, we ended up going out for supper with Josh's parents to a place called the Foxtail, which is just outside of Clear Lake. And on my actual birthday, on the Sunday, Josh, like I said, he was working, but he had gotten up super early to do a scavenger hunt for me, and he had like the hints on a paper bedroom door. So when I got up, I saw the hints taped to the door, and I had to go around. He had like different areas. There was stuff in the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, and my office, I think. So there was different hints. I'll have to look at the paper. I can give you some of them later, but one of them was like where Josh hides all of his crumbs and we can never reach to sweep, or something like that, and it was under our couch. And there was Josh's favorite food, and he had a bunch of stickers in a Ziploc bag in a pickle jar in the fridge. So that was very sweet of him. And I do feel like now when it's his birthday, near the end of the year, I have to really step it up. I do feel like, yeah, he's planned so much for my birthday and our anniversary this year that next year I will have to really plan something big, which is not a bad thing, but is also unfortunate because I'm not prepared for that. He's so much better at doing birthdays than I am. I never know what to get anybody. I never know what to do. Even for our anniversary, I felt, I don't know, the gifts were not giving. Which brings me now to our anniversary, which was this past weekend. We celebrated it on the Saturday of this past weekend, so 2 days ago. I knew that he had this big plan, this big surprise for me, but I had no idea what it was up until Friday night. He ended up telling me, and we did our gift giving. And it was, I had guessed it before, but he had lied to me and told me that was not what we were doing. So we ended up going horseback riding, which I've never done, but always wanted to do. I have never been around horses. Like, he grew up with horses. In Minnedosa they had some. So he was very used to it and very, like, he knows how to ride a horse. I do not. I did not. And like I said, I wish that I had vlogged this. I did vlog some parts of the day, but not till much later. Smile. I was worried that I would like lose control of my horse and die in the bush. So, or lose my phone, or just be awkward. They placed me right at the front of the line. We were there with another family, and they placed me right behind the leader horse, which, by the way, kept farting the whole time. But no, it was really good. It was really fun. The bugs were only getting bad near the end. I mean, they were bad for the horses the whole time, and then they started biting me. And my horse kept walking me into trees, like straight up through trees, as if she didn't know what trees were. And I kept trying to steer her around them, and then she would just veer onto the other side of the path and go through those trees and then back. It was rough, but other than that, it was really good. And my ass hurts now. It's a little bruised, I think, but it was really good. And then later that day, we wandered through Clear Lake. I got a bunch of stuff at the bakery, which I've already eaten one of the things. And the second surprise that Josh had done for me that day was we were going to the spa, the Clarso Spa in the Elkhorn Resort at Clear Lake. So we went there at 4 p.m. I did vlog some of that, so I will insert a couple of those clips here. You totally wrecked it. Now take a sip. Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
As you can see, I've mostly vlogged the food. I didn't want to take a video in the actual spa part because there was other people there and I wanted to respect them, obviously. And I was just enjoying the day. It is like a no cell phone area so that you're like actually relaxing. But before we went to the spa, we were very worried, or I was pretty worried, because it was like a 35-degree day. It was very hot out, and we were going to go sit in hot tubs and saunas and that kind of thing. But it was actually great because as you're going through everything, like there's a sort of room temperature pool and some hot tubs, and then the polar plunge, and then they have a wet sauna and a dry sauna. So your body temperature is like up and down every time you go into something. So actually when we went outside, it didn't feel so bad. And we even sat in the hot tub for a little bit. But we mostly sat in the like room temperature pool. I think it was 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Whatever that means. I don't know what that is in Celsius. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen, because actually I'd like to know. And the polar plunge is like 44 degrees Fahrenheit. It was ice freaking cold. Especially when you come out of the hot tub or the sauna. Like just in general, it's ice freaking cold. I did do it a couple times, but I basically got in and just like ran through it. Josh is a psycho and would just sit in it. And other people did that too. I was like, I understand it's hot outside, but it ain't that hot. Okay, that's too much. Oh, my legs, like as soon as you go into it, your legs go numb and then they're tingly. Like, this doesn't feel right. This is not right. But everything else was great. The sauna was really nice. They have like a salt scrub, and then you like rub yourself in salt that's like orange scented, and then you like wash off, obviously, go to the sauna. Yeah, we had food at the restaurant, which you'll have seen, and some drinks. And then we pretty much came home after that. We were there for 3 or 4 hours. We got there at 4 and then left around 8 or 7:30, 8-ish. So it was really good. We got home super late at like 10. Had to give Milo a bath. We had left him with Josh's parents, and he was like rolling around in a mud puddle half the day. Yeah, that catches you up to today. Yesterday, I edited the previous video all day, and I was struggling with it. And then we went to my parents' place for supper, which we usually do on Sunday, and came home and relaxed. We're still catching up on sleep, basically, so we're very tired. But yeah, that's what I've been up to the last couple weeks. I've been even annoyed at myself that I haven't been able to vlog, but it's just been so crazy. This coming weekend, as kind of another celebration of our anniversary, and also because we're not doing any big trips this year, I booked an Airbnb, this like really fancy cabin out in the middle of nowhere, and it's out by Pinawa, which is past Winnipeg. So I think it'll be at least a 4-hour drive. We're leaving Milo with Josh's parents for several days, which I'm worried about. I'm gonna miss him and I'm gonna worry about him because anxiety. But it should be fine. I know it will be fine. I'm trying to rationalize it to myself that it will be fine. So we're gonna do that. We're going, I've booked to go tubing on the Pinawa Channel. There's like a company that does that. We're basically gonna show up, get given some tubes, and go down the river for like 3 hours. So I'm hoping it's supposed to be hot this weekend. I don't know. I'm hoping that changes a little bit just because I don't want to be burnt to a crisp. I feel like it's going to happen. We went tubing by Minnedosa a couple of years ago. Even though we were dousing ourselves in sunscreen multiple times throughout the day, our whole fronts were just beet red and it hurt to go out in the sun or heat for days after. And yeah, it was painful. It was horrible. So I'm hoping that it's okay. But yeah, we're staying in an Airbnb for 2 nights, 3 days. There's a hot tub. There's a fireplace outside. The grounds look so beautiful. We can go hiking there. I think we're gonna wander around the Pinawa area. We've never been there, so it'll be really cool. And I will vlog it. The only thing I'm not sure about vlogging, obviously, is the tubing, because we will be on water. But we have like waterproof bags that we can put our stuff in, so I think that will be fine. I think we can figure that out.